You know what game I haven't played in a while? Super Metroid. I think I'm going to play some Super Metroid. And I'm not going to waste your time or mine by playing through the series station opening. We're already set up. We're already good to go. We're going to go right down to the planet. I'm Brickroad, and I'm going to actually... Tonight's not a great night to be recording Super Metroid, because... Actually, two reasons. Just to explain. I'm not in a really good headspace right now. The first is because this is the second crack I've taken at Super Metroid this week. I tried to do a recording of this series earlier this week, and I had to jump the footage for reasons that are boring and stupid and make me sound and look stupid and probably smell stupid. Do you guys know what I mean? Smelling stupid? Like, is that something you guys have to deal with in your everyday life? Have you ever gotten out of bed in the morning, haven't had a chance to shower yet, you're just like... Oh, something smells stupid in here, and it's you, and you're the one who is stupid. That's how I feel and smell every time I have to junk Let's Play footage. Unfortunately, that did happen. I got about halfway through recording before I realized the stupid thing that was happening. But the other reason is just last night, not even today, it's been, I don't know, 20 hours or so, but Netflix has a show, I guess, because I just watched the finale, called BoJack Horseman, which has been one of my favorite shows for years now. I've really, really enjoyed it, and it's a really hard show to watch. It's mean, and it can be very unpleasant at times, but it's also very real in a lot of ways. And the last 2 episodes of the show... I'm not going to spoil anything about the finale of the show, but I finished watching the show. I binged the last, 5 or 6 episodes or something on the Netflix, and I went to sleep. And my brain has been turning over the events of those episodes, and they're not pleasant to think about. They were good. They were excellent. I love the way the series ended. But it's got my brain up in a dander. So that, on top of my frustration with being a weird, smelly Let's Player that can't get his footage recorded properly the first time, Brickroad, you would think by now... Anyway, if I come off as a little too sappy, or frustrated, or irritated, or aggravated, or melianated than I do in my usual series. That's probably why. Either because this is the second time I've played Super Metroid this week on recording, or because I'm still obsessed with a stupid cartoon Netflix show about a man that's also a horse. These are the things I have to live with in my life. This is what I have to worry about. But I wanted to replay Super Metroid for you guys. I did a couple of Let's Plays last year. Aladdin for the Super Nintendo and Crystallis, which was one of my favorite action-adventure style, kind of action-y RPG games on the NES. These are both games that I had recorded very early in my Let's Play career, when my channel was much newer and much more gimmicky, and I didn't have all my tech issues figured out, so the quality wasn't great, although... I just threw away an hour and a half of footage because of... It wasn't really a tech issue, I just forgot to check a button because I'm smelly and bad, as I've already established. But I went back and redid those Let's Play series. I'm like, you know what? I should probably do the same with Super Metroid. If there's a game that deserves all of the love that I've given it over the years, it's Super Metroid. And... it's a big part of my channel. I've got the old Let's Play series from back in the day. It was my very first Christmas video. I was at work one year at Christmas time, and I was like, I want to do something special for Christmas, and I remember that year. God, this is 6-7 years ago now, but I worked night shift at an office, okay? And I remember I got the idea to do this like December 22nd or so, but I worked every night between then and Christmas, including Christmas Eve. So I like slammed out the recording as quickly as possible. I actually, the night before, the 24th, I set the video to render before I went to work, and in those days it took a lot longer for my videos to render because I had a really terrible computer that I was doing video renders with. This is not the right door, I don't think. I think this is the right door. Yeah. We're doing a hundo run, by the way, in case you haven't noticed. I'm going to try to get every item in the game. I've got a little checklist of everything that I can get, and I'm checking them off as I go, so I hopefully don't miss anything. But yeah, at my lunch break that night, December the 24th, day before Christmas, middle of the night, I had to leave the office. I had half an hour. No, I had an hour. How did this work? I had half an hour for lunch and 2 15-minute breaks that I was allowed to take whenever I wanted. So I always chose to take all of it as just a 1 hour lump. So my lunch break was, I just took an hour. So I had 1 hour to drive across the city. No traffic, thankfully, because it's like 2:30 in the morning or something silly. But I had an hour to drive across the city, get into the house, set the video to upload to YouTube, which was going to take a good 5 or 6 hours. And then just hope nothing went wrong with the upload. Because if I had gotten home from work, at that point it would have been 7:30. No, it would have been a little later than that. At that point it would have been too late to try again. So, that was the first year I did my Christmas special, and I haven't missed the year yet. I've done a Christmas special every year. There's a playlist of Christmas videos if you want to go look at them. What I do for a Christmas video, if you've never seen one, instead of chopping the videos up into 15-20 minute pieces like I'm going to do for this series, I play the whole game start to finish. And that, I don't think that was a hundo run. I think I just played Super Metroid with just my standard route, which doesn't involve a lot of speedrunning tricks. I'm not a Metroid speedrunner. This game is far beyond my capability. Just the movement tech in it is too intimidating for me. Like this move I'm about to do here, I just failed it. I know I failed it. Yep, I'm not pushing the jump button down. I'm doing something here called a mock ball. And here's what we have to do is run towards the door, jump before we go through it, and that'll send us up and over. And then we can preserve our speed in ball form. And I just fired my missiles the wrong way. Excellent. Now I can't get into that room. We're going to have to go up top here. And I don't actually want to go down this way yet. Let's, oh, I'm getting items out of order. This does not bode well for my checklist. One super missile will do me, though. It'll be fine. We'll probably get some missile drops off these clowns, too. Yeah, we got enough missiles now. Good. Okay. We'll get some missiles back here. It's all going to be wonderful. Don't worry about it. So, I've had some discussions on my Discord about Super Metroid. People say things, I love Super Metroid, but I'm never going to be good at it. Like, I can't wall jump, or I can't bomb jump, or I don't know how to mock ball, or whatever it is. Here's a statement that I believe to be true. If you can play this game to completion, if you have the patience and the manual dexterity to play Super Metroid to completion, to see the ending, to beat Mother Brain and roll the credits, you can do everything that I'm going to show you in this series. I don't have any movement tech that you guys aren't capable of. The wall jumping, the bomb jumping, everything you see me do is something you can do. That being said, Super Metroid is a very precise game. All of the movement is super precise, and all of the movements take a lot of practice. You're not going to it's not just you push a button and you mock ball now. You're going to have to spend a good 15-20 minutes before the motions feel right to you, before you can put that muscle memory to use. You have to build that up. And this is true with all kinds of tech in this game. The bomb jumping, the wall jumping, definitely. The shine sparking, the mock balling, certain midair morphs, even just Samus's basic jumps, the way that her spin jumps and her standing jumps are different things that have different feels to them. There is another little skip I'm going to do here that I had to practice. I practiced it quite a bit, actually. I think I know exactly how it works, and I would love to pull it off for you guys. We'll see how it goes. But everything that I do, I think you guys could also do. So if you're looking at this video and you're like, wow, Brickroad's really great at this game. I mean, I am pretty good at this game. It's just practice and repetition over many, many years. It's not... I'm not a savant. I'm not a speedrunner. Mostly I just mash the buttons a lot. So, here's what we're going to do in this room. We're going to put a bomb next to the wall. This blows open the tunnel that comes out from Spore Spawn Super Missile. There's a Super Missile block here, and we can't hit. There's actually a way to do a crystal flash on this tile to aim at that square, but we're not going to do that. I got 4 tries at this. What I'm going to do is inch forward until just the last pixel of the screen scrolled on. We should see a little bit of black on the side. That looks right. And I hit it. You heard that super missile hit. If you're not standing on that exact pixel, for some reason the block will not load in. And you can't go in from this direction. And that looks really cool, right? I skip this boss fight up there. I don't have to do Spore Spawn. I get an extra pack of super missiles going down to Kraid. But all that was earlier this week. I just... before I did my test recording, well, not really test recording, just botched recording that I had to throw away, I just sat down with it. I'm like, you know what? I know this trick exists. I know I'm capable of it. I just want to pull it off. And I sat down with it for 10, 15 minutes. I watched some videos of someone else doing it. I read the technical know-how of how the trick works. And that's really what you have to do in this game. And a little bit of that goes a long way. Just spending 10 or 15 minutes in the Etikun shaft learning how to wall jump will change this game so dramatically for you if you've only ever played it super casually. And that's one of the things that makes it so special. It's one of the things that makes this one of, I think, by any metric you can name, one of the best games ever made. Is that it's very rare for a game to really reward everything you put into it. The more you practice this game, the more fulfilling it becomes. It's not unique in that regard. I know a lot of games do have that quality, but it is something that's very rare. It's something that's very rare in particular in this style of game. In just the 2D freeform, the Metroidvania style. There are a lot of excellent Metroidvanias out there, but Super Metroid is very special, even amongst them. And it's for that reason, and many, many other reasons, that I don't feel bad about just putting it back on the channel again for... I think this is the... So this will be the 3rd time I put Super Metroid on the channel, and I've streamed it a bunch of times on the Twitch.tvs. Although, last time I streamed on the Twitch.tv, I will say, I didn't get the high. I went for the hundo and didn't get it. I got 98 or 99, or I missed something. So here's what I want you guys to do. We're going to go in the comments and play a little game. I actually want to refill my health here. I want you to go to the comments and say, this is the one thing that Brickroad's going to forget to pick up in this playthrough. Because we all know I'm only going to land at 99% towards the end of the game, right? We all know I'm going to miss something somewhere. I'm going to get to the end. It's going to be a botched hundo. But I don't know what I'm going to miss yet. Also, that energy refill didn't give me my reserve tank, which is what I was kind of hoping for. If you know Super Metroid pretty well, you have a good sense of what the easily skippable or missable items are. So just go to the comments on this video, on any video in this series, and just write, which one do you think I'm going to miss? If you thought it was going to be the missile tank behind the Brinstar Reserve in the room that I used a mock ball for, sorry to disappoint you, but you're already out of the running. I already got that one. So what I actually have on my screen over here is just a checklist of every item in the game. And hopefully I don't miss the checklist. I'll probably at some point... Here's another jump that's kind of tricky. Whoa, first try, I like it. Like that looked hard, right? That's a very precise wall jump. You gotta have a certain amount of speed to get that, just grab that ledge, and then you've only got half a second or so to wall jump, but it's just practice. I've just done that jump so many times. And here's the great thing about Super Metroid and the movement tech that is required in it, in order in order to pull off the kind of stuff that I'm doing in this run. This is a very novice run of the game. But even this involves just all kinds of fun little tricks. But the thing is, they're all at my level of play, which I'm going to say is probably a slightly higher than usual skill level for Super Metroid. Most people who've played this game over the years probably just played it once or twice to completion and never touched it again. Most people haven't played it dozens of times like I have. Of course, there's another many echelons above me of people who've learned the speedrunning tech and have actually posted on leaderboards or been on the stage at an AGDQ and blew everybody's mind. Like this trick here, the Kraid quick kill, I'm not going to get this. I've practiced it. It's beyond me. I just can't get the timing right. And it's okay, because I don't need this. This isn't going to help me get an item early or anything like that. But most of the tricks and skips and whatnot that you're going to see me do are very forgiving. You can try it, and if you botch it, if you don't get it properly, you can try it again. You need to missile your face. No, your other face. Got him. Like the mock ball I did to get those early super missiles. Like, yeah, that's a kind of a tricky thing, and that's probably not where you're going to learn the technique if you want to sit down and learn it. There's a room much more conducive to it later in the game that I would recommend instead. But if you miss it, you just go through the door and try it again. And you try it again, and you try it again. And it's not like you're not going to lose state. It's the same for the bomb jumps in the game. It's the same for most wall jumping. Most of the time, if you miss a wall jump, all that happens is you fall down and you try again. And you try again, and you try again. And eventually you get it. And that's really friendly. Even in other Metroid games aren't quite that friendly, typically. Zero Mission in particular has a lot of Shine Spark puzzles where if you don't get it your first try, well, you got to go backwards 400 rooms and try again from there. And it's a lot of time wasted, and it's the only way to do the thing. So you can't even say, you know what, this puzzle's beyond me. I'm going to move on to something else, because in Zero Mission there isn't anything else. If you don't do the Shine Spark puzzle, you don't get all the items. That's just how it is. And yes, I know that there is a missile tank in this area that I quote-unquote missed. If you're going down to the comments and you're saying, Brickroad, you missed that one missile tank, I hate to break it to you, but you need power bombs to get it. So we have to backtrack into that area to get some power bombs later. Let's go into Norfair now. That's not the one I wanted to blow up, but okay. So I think I'm just going to have some fun seeing which missiles people think I'm going to miss as I go through the game. Super Metroid is the first game that I really learned to love, I think. And it wasn't when the game was new. I played it when the game was new. Let's see if I can get up and over this. I'm going to try to kill this little crawly man before he gets away from me so I can open this door and not have to worry about it on my way back out. The game came out in 1994. I played it in 1994, probably a couple times actually, and it was good, and I liked it. I liked it a lot, but it wasn't until 2001 or so. I was already an adult, playing the game again, and that's when I really started to learn, like, holy crap, there's so much to this game. What actually happened was I taught myself how to wall jump, which, as a younger kid, I always thought was like some impossible thing. Like, it's a Nintendo power trick that normal people can't do. And I just kind of accepted that as my fate. Shoutouts to Jonathan Zia for sponsoring this video. If you liked the video and want to see more, please tickle my thumb, leave a friendly comment, and ring my little bell.